The summer of 2022 was an epic summer for the channel and for hunting just in general for us. We flipped our way to Power Blade 2 and Demon's Crest. Basically for free, we documented that whole process. It was awesome. We were hunting on Saturday mornings.
So did you think just because we got Power Blade 2 this last summer in 2022 that we just quit hunting? No, the hunt never stops when you were a budget retro gaming collector.
But of course, the hunting didn't stop there. I mean, it did for me because I don't hunt as much as Wes. He does it every day, which is insane. But it pays for a lot of amazing things. And today we're going to look at the lost footage of 2022.
This is the stuff from 2022 that never made it into hunting videos. We were kind of burnt out on hunting videos after we got Power Blade 2. We were like, whoa, woot. This is our grand prize. And then all this footage just happened and it's been compiling. And these are some really heavy hitters. And we're about ready to take you on a journey. It's not a chronological journey. These are just some awesome things we found in the wild. And hopefully you can use some of these items to look for in your area so that you can do the same thing and buy retro games. Because everybody's like, oh, I can't afford retro games. We gotta find another way.
Wes is out there freaking wheeling and dealing, finding crazy deals. And today we're gonna show off some of these amazing freaking deals.
Let's jump into this thing.
So we're going to start off with some video game finds from 2022 that are absolutely insane. The first one, from a garage sale, Guitar Hero CIB World Tour, big box. I love the way these Guitar Hero boxes look.
This is the type of stuff that is a pain in the nuts to ship, and it doesn't always sell right away, but like Guitar Hero stuff, Rock Band stuff, you've probably seen that stuff if you've watched the channel before. But this one, it was in a box, and people like stuff CIB, collectors do, and we turned it into about $70. So this was a pretty good rip.
Look at all this for $5. The game was not in the Guitar Hero set, but they did have it. So we went in and got that. This P90X pull-up bar has the P90X chest and back workout DVD, and it's sealed. I'm not seeing any sold comps, but the only listing out there is for $50.
I love the way these Guitar Hero boxes look. I know they're a pain in the ass to ship, you know, because they're huge, but I just like the rectangular. We have the Guitar Hero 2 CIB in the game room, and it's badass.
Still haven't sold the pull-up bar. Don't know what's going on. Sold comps for that are like the $30, $40 range, so I'm just gonna sit on the son of a bitch until somebody wants to pull the pin.
Garage sales are the way to go. I know it's wintertime right now, but when it's nice out, garage sales are thriving for right picking, and this is insane. $5 turned into $69.99.
Oh, hell yeah. And we turned out pretty good here.
The next pickup is always cool. Every time I see sealed stuff out in the wild, every time I see sealed anything, I always get excited. And by I mean just me watching the footage because I wasn't there. But these sealed games are always just worth looking up even if they're commons, like Halo 3 ODST. I feel like it's a common game, but for some odd reason sealed makes it not common and makes it worth a lot of money.
What's going on, guys? I'm here at the thrift store, and there's sealed games. Halo 3, we just sold one of those for like $50.
Sealed stuff. I like finding sealed movies. I like finding sealed DVD. Anything sealed. If I see a sealed and it's kind of old, I'm like, okay, I probably should look at this. Sealed video games. Yep. Why Halo 3 ODST sealed goes for $50? I don't know. Why I found it twice? You've seen one of them in a hunting video in this last summer, I believe. But why I found two of them within like a week of each other? I don't know. Different stores. But at this particular pickup, Halo 3 ODST, MLB Bigs on the Wii, and Call of Duty Black Ops on the Wii. I thought I would do a little bit better here, regardless of what I thought, because I usually overshoot in the videos because I'm excited.
Guys, these 3 sealed games, I think we're gonna do really well. There were $3.99 a piece. So I did look it up. It looks like this Call of Duty is going for about $30. The Bigs game like $22. And I literally just sold a sealed Halo game for like $50. It was this exact same version. So I gotta think I can get that again. So we're probably gonna have $100 here out of like $12. So doesn't look like a lot. You know, if you've seen these games unsealed, nobody's probably picking them up unless they just really want to play them. You know, Halo 3 ODST is badass. Bigs is badass. I don't know about the Wii version. Black Ops, again, Wii version, I don't know. I'm not saying they're bad games. There's just not a lot of value there, but the fact that they're sealed is going to get us some of that ching-ching.
I get excited when I find sealed stuff. But nonetheless, I spent $11.97, turned it into $89.99, and I feel mighty fine, porcupine, about that pickup. Switch games, got a pawn shop that gets them in all the time, and for whatever reason, I don't know if they throw the cases away or what, but they're typically always loose. A lot of loose Switch games. They're $15 a whack, so you got to be careful. You can't just get in there and go all willy-nilly. You got to know kind of the market on this stuff.
Leaving the pawn shop, spent $15. Mario Odyssey. Not too bad of a haul.
At the pawn shop, these are sold loose for some reason. I don't know why. It's a common thing. I think down the line, Nintendo Switch collecting is going to get absolutely nuts if you have the case. And I don't know why. I think people, because it's a handheld, but also you can play it on, but I think a lot of people get games and put it in, like, you know, DS Switch cases, I guess, you know, where it's just all the loose cards. So I think cases are going to be a big deal down the line. But right now, loose stuff at the pawn shop is crazy. $15 a pop for these, kind of expensive.
They picked up 4 loose Switch games, $15 a piece. We got Mario Kart 8, Mario Party, Let's Go Pikachu, and Pokemon Snap. So not too bad. Those will flip really well. And we got a convention coming up, so let's go.
I think it was like 5 loose Switch games here, spent $75, which is quite a bit, more than you want to spend. But I'm always in that I want to double or triple up, and when I get into higher dollar stuff, I'm okay with a double up on this, and you know, turning that into 171. Felt pretty good about it.
Not crazy, but $75 into $171. So almost $100 profit just on these Switch games, and they sold real quick. I don't know why. I would never buy loose Switch games, but apparently people do. So easy money.
Not the most amazing pickup ever, but just stuff to keep your eyes peeled for if the price is right.
All right, this next pickup is really strange to me because I don't understand it. Most sports games are garbage reselling. You know, I like golf games in particular. I love, you know, our Tiger Woods early games. But most, like, sports games, if you find them in the wild, don't pick them up. But this one, for some odd reason, Tiger 12, Tiger Masters on the freaking Wii.
This place in particular, their Wii games are typically always $3.99 for whatever reason on this day. This one was $4.99. Don't know what the deal was.
It was $5, a little bit expensive. So even if I saw that and I was hunting, I'd go, not worth it. But apparently it was worth it. $26 basically. That's insane for a weird Tiger game on the Wii. I don't know why, but I do know that Tiger likes to have fun. Back in the day, 2012, he was having fun in Florida or wherever he was doing stuff. His arrest video is really funny. Have you seen it? Check it out if you haven't. It's really funny.
Are you okay? What's wrong? What are we doing?
Tiger got caught. Ooh.
He's fucked up.
The old Starvation Army, a really good haul here. The highlights of this one, I grabbed a stack of stuff, and so this one is kind of a tough one to decide what we made because of this pickup.
Usually every time I go into the Salvation Army, which isn't very often, but every time I go, they don't have shit. And I always just go, okay, this sucks, I don't want to do this. But when Wes went this day, I was like, holy shit, looking at the footage, massive games. They must have just put them out. A lot of freaking games.
There's some bangers in here, so ones to keep a lookout that aren't super hard to find. X-Men Origins. CIB. This thing's like mint. It's like a $20 to $25 game. It's a good LAN party game, great game. I don't know if I'm gonna grab that or not. I think the second one turns into a GameStop. This is a ripper. This is like a $40 to $50 game.
That's Jack the Ripper! That is one you want to find. That goes north of 50 all day schlong.
I didn't even know that this was a game. Blitz 2 The League. I've obviously heard of Blitz The League, the first one. I didn't know they made a second one. It must be super rare or something, because this by itself is a dinger, and then on top of that we got a bunch of other games.
The dingers in here though was the TNA Impact Wrestling game, which if you haven't played that, it's actually a really good game. There's not a lot of depth, but the mechanics of the game and the gameplay engine's really good.
Very underrated wrestling game. Kind of not a lot of depth, but the mechanics are really good. It's like a $15 game.
And the X Division matches are freaking fun as hell. Only wrestling game that you can have an X Division match in because it was a TNA exclusive type of match.
$17.91 into over $100. That is stupid, and that's not even, we didn't even sell everything. We still are sitting on other things.
There were some other things in here as well, like the Rock Wrestling DVD, like a Res 5 on Xbox 360. I can't remember all of it. It's been too long ago. But a lot of that stuff we throw in bins to take to conventions.
And a lot of them are like common games, you know, just to like have at the table, or like Res 5, for example. This pickup was insane. You never usually find stacks of video games at thrift stores.
So I think we did a little better than what we're stating here. So I think we're understating what we made. But I spent $17.91 on this day. Came out of there with $110.97. I'll take that. Oh yeah. No more video games, but I think where the hunting goes to the next level for people is when you broaden your scope. And here's some DVD rippers that we're going to talk about.
DVDs are so hot, but you got to know what you're looking for because you walk into the thrift store, DVDs galore, you know. The first one is a show I've never heard of, Queer as Folk. Never heard of this, but the complete series, $12 into $65.
All right, just got all those DVD sets, $1.99 a crack. Actually grabbed an HDMI cable on the way out too that was brand new, but that's going to be a good turn.
So that one turned out to be pretty dang good. Not one that was on my radar on that specific day. I had to look it up. I didn't know that it was worth something, but sometimes you can increase value. Like if you look up one of those seasons individually, you might be like, I don't know. But where the value comes in for the end consumer is if it's all in one.
There was an episode when we were hunting for Power Blade 2, I think it was the Ellen DeGeneres show, where we found one of them for a complete season, but we hunted and then found the rest of them, and that's what we made our money on. So if you can complete a series or complete a collection, that's how you're gonna make the money.
And so sometimes you can increase the value of what something is by a couple bucks on each unit if you bundle it together. Does that make any fucking sense? What am I even saying? I don't know.
Do you like hot fudge sundaes?
What's going on, guys? Here at the old consignment shop. This Kiss DVD is sealed. Looks like it's pretty rare. Used ones are going for like $37. So with $5.99 on it, we're gonna scoop this. It's gonna be a really good pickup, I think.
Kissology. Kiss. Never have liked them. I appreciate what they try doing, but I think they're kind of just a stupid band. I have never liked them. I'm sorry. If that makes you not like me, actually, I'm not sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry. I just have never liked them. What do they have? Like 2 songs that anybody has ever heard of? I want to rock and roll all night and party every day, or whatever. I want to sleep every day. How about that?
Detroit Rock City.
Yeah, Detroit Rock City. Beth, you hear me calling. Well, I don't, Beth, but I do know that this sealed DVD I spent $5.99 for and sold for $48.
I know Wes doesn't like Kiss, but you know, Kiss is rock and roll, dude. Rock and roll, glam. This is nuts. $6 into $48. I bet if this thing was opened, it wouldn't be this much money, but sealed. Again, we say this in almost every hunting video. If you see sealed stuff, look it up.
And I sold that on the low. This thing was like, when I walked out of there, sold comps for like $65, and I just sat on it for like, I don't know, a month or so. And somebody made me an offer, and I said, all right, yeah, get it out of my house. Still did pretty good on it, but this one was a good find.
This next one is crazy because I don't know how we didn't keep this. We should have kept this because it would have been great for the game room.
In living color. Sometimes you find stuff that's really hard to get rid of, and this one was because, you know, Fire Marshal Bill. There's a lot of good stuff. But let me tell you something. Sometimes I have discipline, and sometimes I know how to make money. So I sold them. I sold them with Mutant World, Pop Evil, Primeval, the New World.
It's probably a good thing we sold it because it would have distracted us and we wouldn't have got anything done because we would have put it on. But I wish we had it. This is a crazy flip. $428 into freaking almost $100, $90.97. That is nuts for freaking in living color.
Nice little pawn shop score. We spent $4.28. I will be north of 50 by quite a bit, I think, on this one. This thing looks like it's going for quite a bit. Season 4 looks like it's going for a nice chunk too, so we'll see how it goes, but I'm feeling good about this pickup.
Anytime I find DVDs, I will buy DVDs that sell for like $7, $8, $9 at this specific pawn shop because everything DVD related, it could be 40 discs, it could be 1 disc, is $1, no matter how you slice it.
I've never seen in living color in the wild, so it's pretty crazy.
Like Mutant World, would not have picked that up at the pawn shop. Would not have picked that up at a consignment shop. But for $1, you know, 8 times the money. Again, remember, I like tripling up. So 8 times the money, even if it's small amounts of money, it adds to the gross margin. Duh.
This next pickup is kind of what I said earlier about looking for like box sets or complete sets. These Dragon Ball Z VHS box sets. These are freaking crazy, but you gotta know what you're getting into. It's kind of risky.
Dragon Ball Z. I remember I bought all these VHS tapes and I was like, ooh, I don't know if this is a good idea or not. I looked up a few of them, but there were so many of them. I was like, I'm just going to do it. I think it was a pretty dry week hunting, and sometimes you get a little, if you hunt, you know, sometimes you get a little desperate. And you're like, hey, I got to do something. Got to keep the money rolling. And so I got these, and I didn't do too shabby on them. I think I spent $8 for like 2 boxes or 2 box sets, rather. Again, the set adds the value. If these were piecemealed out, and it was, you know, missing some things, it would have been a problem.
But this was a good freaking turn. $8 into almost $60. That is absolutely nuts for Dragon Ball Z. You got to be careful though. Make sure you look stuff up before you do buy it, because those are the type of things where if you buy it, you might be sitting on it for a while. So you got to read your own mail now.
Hey, this is the lost footage. What'd you expect? You know, there's not everything's going to be a dinger, but this wasn't too shabby.
Have you decided what dessert you're gonna have?
And then the last DVD movie that we picked up was Ellen something Stephen King. I don't know what it's called, but every time I look at the title or see the footage, I just think Ellen DeGeneres. She's my Ellen, so I'm never gonna have another Ellen.
The store is closing, so everything's 25% off. Quick glance, I found the Diary of Ellen Rimbauer. It's a Stephen King movie that's sealed, so it goes for like $30.
This is a DVD we have sold in hunting videos before. You got to keep your eyes peeled for it. Ellen Rimbauer. I think it's a Stephen King film. Don't know, haven't seen it. Probably need to, because I do like Stephen King stuff, but I just can't walk away from a DVD that's at the pawn shop for $1 that sells for $29.99.
That's stupid. That's like freaking, that DVD, that's dinner money, you know? Like, just think about it like that. That is this, you know? Ellen, wow.
That's one to keep your eyes peeled for. Don't sleep on old Ellen. She's a babe. I don't know if she is or not. That's stupid.
What's going on, guys? Leaving the pawn shop here. A good old easy pawn. Sunny, so I couldn't see what the camera could see, but killer score today. I'm going to recap it once I get into the car, but you're going to want to keep an eye out, or keep your eyes peeled for this one.
All right, now we're going to move on to some miscellaneous items. This first one is absolutely crazy.
It's an Elgato, not a cat. This is a capture card. This is not the capture card that we like. We like the one that has the AV dongle. This is just like the HD one, right? So it just does HDMI.
Elgato, this little thing that if you know, you know. It's a thing used to like stream video games on like Twitch or YouTube. And if you're a YouTuber, you know that. These are super important. This was like a modern one that only had HDMI. As retro gamers, we have ones that have HDMI and AV, so we had no use for this.
In the clearance section, I got this for $5. Elgato HD60. It was originally, when it came in, they had it marked for $90, and you can see that there, but it's been in inventory for a long ass time, so they marked it down as $5. I think that'll probably flip pretty good.
Why would they clearance that, Clarence?
Look for clearance deals, because if a store is sitting on something, they don't care what it's actually worth. They just want to get rid of it, especially if it's been there for 2 years. $5 into $65, that's an amazing flip.
We'll parlay that right into another clearance item that I got very soon, or very close in proximity to when I picked up this Elgato. It was like a mixer. I think it was like a, people who stream, they have this thing and you can hit buttons. We stream too, and we don't know how all that stuff works, but then you're like, I'm cool, I'm a streamer on Twitch.
What's up, guys? Leaving the pawn shop here. I'm gonna take a flyer on this. They had it originally marked for $130. It was clearanced out at $35 today. I believe it's like some sort of audio stream deck type deal. Looks like they go for north of 100 though, so we'll try flipping that bad boy, see how it goes.
What did I say earlier? Look through the clearance section. Obviously, you won't find things all the time, but when you do, 35 into 150, that is absolutely insane. Just for a freaking audio weird thing that I don't even know what it does, but it's kind of cool looking.
So, you better believe I'm sniping that section every time I stop in there.
This next pickup is very weird, and I think I would have walked right past it.
A mixed bag. I mean, this video's been a mixed bag. Our channel's a mixed bag. And sometimes when you go into freaking thrift stores, you find mixed bags.
Whoa. Well, we got a wildcat on our hands.
These are my 2 favorite pickups. Hands down. Or 3 favorite pickups, rather, of 2022. And it's because I've been doing it for a long time. Yeah, you look at that eye, the eye of the tiger. Yeah, cream of the crop. Bret Hart, Hasbro. Right there, I seen it in the bag. I said, bam! Let's freaking go. Bret Hart Hasbro figure, don't even remember what it sold for.
That came in a bag with a bunch of other things. $2.99 I think for the bag. I know that Hasbro stuff is worth money, but I'm not knowledgeable on Hasbro stuff. But I see Bret Hart and I see Hasbro, I know it's gonna be money. This next thing I would have just been like, that's just a bag of trash.
And you know, I'm a wrestling fan. I know the Hasbro stuff. I know the stuff from the 90s. And I seen this Jake the Snake squeeze head. They shoot water out of the mouth. They were bath toys for kids. I actually have the Jake the Snake, and I also have the Macho Man one and the Ultimate Warrior one. And my brother and I somehow lost the Hulk Hogan one and $1 Million Man one somewhere back in the day. Yeah. These things were piles of shit. Because if you actually used them, they got moldy inside. They would shoot like black shit out of their mouth. Freaking gross.
They were all open hand material, just little boys to play with.
Nonetheless, that Jake the Snake head's like a $25 deal. And you're like, well, that's pretty cool. But I sold it to a friend at a convention that really wanted it. I think I gave him the bro discount, because I do that, for like $10. Here's where the eye of the beholder takes a turn. There was a bag full of like Polly Pocket stuff, Barbie brushes, like accessories, right? And I spied with my little eyes some salvation. I spied 2 Bushwhacker hats. See, the second run of the Bushwhackers. The first run with the gray and black camo pants didn't come with hats. No, they didn't. They didn't. The ones with the actual camo colored pants, the beige and the tan and all that stuff, they came with hats that had little notches in them.
How do you eyeball accessories like that? I don't know. I've seen it. I've seen the footage. I've seen him in person. I still wouldn't. If I see him again, I probably would look past him because I just don't know about that, niche category. But these freaking hats are worth so much money. It's stupid.
And I'll never forget this day. I bought the bag because I did the quick eBay look. I was like, oh, this has got to be sweet. Hasbro accessories are a big deal. And I seen sold comps for like $15. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. I'm gonna make $30 out of this $1.99 bag. When I got home, I figured out that I was looking up 3D reprinted Bushwhacker hats. And you just gotta look at the old sold picture that's gonna pop up here soon. I sold the Bushwhacker hats for $84 out of a grab bag.
These 2 plastic hats that are this big sold for like $85. Ah, that's so stupid. And I want to laugh at it, but also I've bought some pretty stupid stuff that most people would laugh at too, so I can't judge too much. It's insane.
I don't think there's another person in Des Moines, Iowa that would have known what the hell they were looking at when they seen that bag, and that is why I feel really good about this pickup. How you doing?
Keep your eyes peeled for random accessories. You freaking find a bag with a loose snake, might belong to Jake the Snake. You find a bag with a freaking scepter, might belong to Macho Man. I don't know. Keep your eyes peeled.
Because it's mind-boggling to you, yeah.
You know when you see something that's just kind of old-timey? This Barney I picked up. I don't know a lot about Barney stuff. I know some of the VHS tapes go for a little bit and some of the old vintage toys. But this guy, his chest opened up.
And look at this Barney storage tub for $3.99. It's got some accessories in it. I don't know if that's stuff that originally came with it, but looks like these go for about $30. This appears to be in really nice shape.
You've got a friend in me. I think he said that. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe that's a Toy Story thing. I don't know. But Barney, $5 into freaking over $40. I'll tell you right now, Barney, you've got a friend in me because that just made me a ton of money.
And all the stuff that was in his belly that he had eaten and it was in his belly now. There was like a little Barney, some like baby clothes. I just left them all in there. So whoever got that was probably like, whoa, hey, bonus. I didn't want to go through pricing it all out.
This last pickup, I feel like, is so risky. Wes found these Bose Boss speakers in the box. When it comes to that kind of stuff, I don't know anything about it. And I know that it's risky.
I may regret this, but it looks like these are new. And it looks like they're going anywhere from like 140 shipped. There's a Series 2 here. So we're gonna ship these bad boys out. They're $20 a piece though, so taking a little bit of a gamble here, but I think we'll do all right.
I was not sure how this one was gonna go. These Bose computer speakers, they were all in the box, but they looked like open box. So like, when I opened the boxes and like went through the stuff, they still looked very new. Like I don't think they had been used. So all the manuals and the plastic and all that stuff. But I just sold them as used. I maybe could have made more money, but if I don't know for sure, I always go for the lesser status, if you will. So if something is in very good condition, I'm listing it as good. If I can't confirm 100% in my mind that it's brand new, I just don't have the heart to list it as brand new, so I think I listed them as used.
All right, we got those 3 Boss speaker sets in this game for $41.19. This goes for $10. I don't know on these guys. We will see. It does look like they maybe have been opened before. I don't know. I can return anything that I need to, but the comps on these look really good. So we'll see how we do. This could be a risky one.
He freaking risked it for the biscuit, for that Limp Biscuit. $41 into almost $180. It's another one of those things, though, that you might be sitting on it for a while because it's very niche. Is it worth it? I don't know. It's in this video, it is. But you gotta read your own mail on that.
So that was a really good turn. It actually worked out. I literally walked out of there that day thinking you're gonna be hung on these speakers, possibly.
I think this video just proves to keep your eyes open, to widen your scope. Look for things that aren't just video games, because you won't on the daily find video game stuff related. But you can use the stuff like these Bose speakers or the Barney or like the Kissology sealed stuff. You can use all this stuff, flip it, and then use that money to buy video games. So it can all come back to video games.
That's all she wrote, folks. That is the lost footage, Gaming Off the Grid hunting from 2023. We don't love hunting videos enough to do it weekly. There's a lot of channels that do, but that doesn't mean we're not out there grinding away. We like the older stuff we do. We like sitting down. We actually like playing games more than we like reselling games and DVDs and all this stuff. But this is a part of the mix. And I did not want to let this footage go to waste because I was like, there's some pretty cool stuff in here and it might open up some other folks' eyes of things to look for when they're out hunting.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed the 2022 lost footage. I can't wait. It's still cold here, but in a few months, garage sale season will be back. And I think we have a fantastic idea for a mini-series involving garage sales, flipping. Something similar to last year, but with a bigger Holy Grail. Kind of like the holiest of all Holy Grails. I don't want to give away too much, but stay tuned.
I truly believe that if you want to really be enthusiastic and passionate about retro game collecting in 2023, this is the best way to go about it, is find ways so that you've got a pile of cash. You're like, you know what? I spent, in like this episode, $241 turned into $1,340. Yep, there's eBay fees in there. I'm not even going to do the math, but it's $1,100 of profit, straight line. You take 12% eBay fees and I don't know, 30% tax out of that. Do the math if you want, but it's still doing really good. That's how I can justify buying games like Power Blade 2, Bucky O'Hare, etc. So hopefully it helps you. Hopefully you enjoyed going through the lost footage of Gaming Off the Grid from 2022. We'll see you later.